Apex Legends Season 20 is finally here, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking every single legend from best to worst for Season 20. I'm going to be ranking them from best to worst based on the new system that Season 20 is implementing. If you guys are new, or maybe you've been, taking a break from the game, Season 20 has introduced us a new way of playing with all the legends. We now have a perk system where every time you level up your Evo shield, you'll have the options to pick from one of two perks. What's going to make this tier list a lot more special and honest is that I actually had to play every single game with every single legend. I had to rank them all and be honest based on a casual player standpoint. So this is coming from me, old Tony, who has been a casual player for, God knows how long. And if you guys are a better player, maybe you guys find different ways and better ways to leverage these abilities to your advantage. Okay, so the first legend we'll be ranking will be Bangalore. And her two perks are Big Bang and Ultimate Cooldown. Big Bang allows you to see nearby ordinances through walls and on death boxes. And the ultimate cooldown reduces your ultimate by 60 seconds. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the first perk, Big Bang, very underwhelming. You can only see grenades and explosives about 25 meters away when they're not in death boxes. And in order to know which death box has the ordinance that you're looking for, you have to literally be in it. You're gonna be looting anyways. So that perk to me was a little underwhelming. However, the ultimate cooldown plus to reduce your ultimate cooldown by 60 seconds, that probably is going to be an insta-pick for most Bangalore mains. It's really nice to get your ultimate a lot faster, especially in ranked environments, because reducing that ultimate cooldown by 60 seconds is going to be the difference between being able to rotate and not being able to rotate. For the level 3 upgrade options, we have Cover Me and Refugee, where Cover Me is going to give an auto ping to enemies who trigger double time. This means that anybody that triggers the double time, not only will it ping and show up for you, but it will also show up for your teammates. And Refugee, you regenerate HP while standing inside the smoke. While this does sound like a very cool perk to be able to heal while you're inside the smoke, you might be hitting a smoke res, that's very likely. But in higher level gameplay, I think most of the time for Bangalore's, it's safe to say that they're using their smokes to wall off and to create an opportunity to rotate or push a fight. But still, they're both very good perks. The perk that I'll be picking will be Cover Me, because I think that's not only good, valuable information for myself, but also my team. So where do I put Bangalore in the rankings? She's S tier. She still is an S tier legend. I think these perks just make her, if anything, a step even higher than S, if I could rank it that high. Bangalore still remains strong in Apex Legends Season 20. Next up, we have Fuse, and his level 2 upgrade options are Big Bang and Scar Tissue. Big Bang, again, you can look for all your explosives you want through walls and in death boxes. Not my most favorite perk. And then the second one, which is probably the one that most Fuse mains will pick, Scar Tissue. Take 50% less damage and no slow effects from the motherload. Yes, that means you can use your motherload and run right through it without getting any slow effect. And you're taking 50% less damage. My opinion, I think it should be like 75% less damage, because why are you taking so much damage from your ult to begin with? And not only that, it has a burn over time effect. So you're gonna reward us for pushing and being risky. Maybe 50% is balanced. I don't know. You guys let me know. Fuse mains, let me know. I think it should be maybe at least 60%. And at level 3, we have Knuckle Hustler and Reckless, where Knuckle Hustler, you get a short speed boost on successful knuckle cluster hits. This is huge because you basically now become a Bangalore with double time. You can hit a knuckle cluster just before you enter a fight, so you can get a speed boost to close the distance. Or if you're in close combat, you can hit a knuckle cluster and use that to also add a little more movement when you're strafing and fighting in combat. Reckless, you take 25% less explosive damage. I think it's kind of wild that you'd want a damage reduction. 25% is 25%, right? But no one's going to sit there and be like, don't worry, guys, I got Reckless. I'm about to tank this for the team. 25% less explosive damage. No. No. The two perks that I think will be best for Fuse are going to be Scar Tissue and Knuckle Hustler. And where that ranks him, honestly, I'm pretty sure he was a pretty low and underwhelming legend this season. I'm going to put him at B tier, though. He's definitely has upgraded. I don't know how he's going to be in ranked gameplay, but I can definitely see him being used in pubs or even in mixtape playlists. Next up, we have Ashe. And Ashe's level 2 upgrade options are Murder Machine and 1 Minute to Live. Now, I'm not going to lie, I am not the greatest with Ashe, but I know that these two level 2 perks are kind of underwhelming. Ashe mains tell me if I'm wrong, but Murder Machine, to call out the number of squads within 150 meters after a squad wipe. I mean, I guess that is valuable information, right? Because if you get a squad wipe and your perk doesn't go off, that means nobody's there. You can loot safely. 1 Minute to Live, using the passive to track enemies' position on a map for 60 seconds. I mean, am I gonna hold my map out and like keep flickering it like that? I don't know. It just did not feel fun, or it didn't feel right to me. But for the level 3 upgrade options, this is where it definitely got interesting. We have Greedy Snare and Twin Snares. Where Greedy Snare, the arc snare remains in play for 24 seconds and can catch multiple enemies. Yes, the arc snare, the snare itself, the little blade that she throws that has electric radiating, that will stay there for 24 seconds. You will not be trapped for 24 seconds. But it can catch multiple enemies. They cannot get snared again if they walk through it. But to be up for 24 seconds, I think that's a very great zoning tool. Where Twin Snares, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to gain an extra arc snare charge. So instead of 1 snare, you're going to get 2. So the perks that I would honestly pick, I would pick Murder Machine and I would pick Greedy Snare. Ashe mains, let me know if you guys agree. But we're also going to find out if you agree with me on this. Ashe, I honestly think I'm going to put her at B tier. And I know that's probably going to make a lot of Ashe mains upset. And Ashe mains, look, don't hate me for this. That's just how I felt. This is my tier list. If you guys disagree, make your own damn tier list. Moving on. Next up, we have Mad Maggie. And at level 2, Mad Maggie has Fireball and Shots. Fireball, it's exactly what it sounds like. And what everybody saw in the trailers, we have a wrecking ball that is on fire. And when it explodes on impact, it lets out thermites in the form of an X. So people are going to get like a little bit of an afterburn. And shots. No, we're not talking about, the shots that you drink. We're talking about the shotgun shots, because she auto reloads her shotguns when she knocks somebody. And at level 3, we have Big Drill and Drill Slinger. Where Big Drill, it increases the depth and width of the tactical by 50%, and Drill Slinger gains an extra riot drill charge. So now you'll have 2, but they don't last as long up, because they take a 25% active duration reduction. When I was testing out the perks for Mad Maggie, this is probably the most fun I've ever had with her. I actually would purposely not play her because it just didn't feel right. But the Fireball, honestly, is probably the best one to pick, because it just makes the ultimate a lot more dynamic, making things catch fire. So it's not just hitting things and stunning them, it's just making an absolute chaotic mess. And for the level 3 upgrade, honestly, I think this depends on your playstyle. Both Big Drill and Drill Slinger are really good. Big Drill, you guys, the increased depth and width by 50%, that is huge. It is absolutely massive. Where Drill Slinger is really good because you can take somebody out of cover from one area, and as they run to the next area, you can put pressure on them there as well. The 2 perks that I'm going to pick, though, Fireball and Big Drill. Mad Maggie, I'm moving you up. I didn't have you up high in previous tier lists. I'm going to move you up to A. I think that's a very good spot. Mad Maggie mains, let me know if you guys agree. We move on to the final Assault Legend, Ballistic. Ballistic's first 2 perks at level 2, Ammu Vision, see relevant ammo types in death boxes, Care Package Insight, reveal the most valuable item in care packages. Ballistic mains. If there's anybody out there that actually mains Ballistic, I am so sorry. These are the most 2 underwhelming perks he could have been assigned. They could have given him anything else. The level 3 perks, though, they're not as underwhelming. They're a little bit better. It's about Ballistic. We have Extra Bullet, where you gain a Smart Bullet charge. So instead of 1 Smart Bullet, you have 2 now. And then Lasting Bullet, where your Smart Bullet duration is tripled. For the 2 perks that I would pick, honestly, I'm going to probably pick Care Package Insight. But Care Package Insight, what that does for Ballistic now is that when you scan a care package, it actually counts towards your Evo for scanning. Very good value. So it's not too bad. But I still think it could be better. And the level 3 upgrade option, honestly, I'm going to take the extra Smart Bullet charge. Even though the Lasting Bullet does say that the time is tripled, it's just how long it is active. if the person is smart, they'll just go to cover and maybe burn themselves out. And now the triple duration is it's not up anymore. The duration is just how long you're marked. So once they burn the charge or they overheat, they're free. They're free from your prison. So I'm taking the extra bullet. I want to hit 2 people. And for Ballistic, you know, like I said, it's very underwhelming. Ballistic mains, whoever you are, 2 people that are out there, he's going to be our first one in the D category. Wow, that hurts. I know. But, you know, Season 20, it's still off to a great start. Let's get moving. Now to the Skirmisher Legends. Moving on to the Skirmisher Legends, and first up we have Wraith. Wraith, the level 2 perks are Sixth Sense, which is a passive that warns when nearby squad count increases, and Tactical Cooldown, where it reduces the tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. And at level 3 we have Fast Phase, where you can reduce the tactical windup by 20%, and the ultimate cooldown, reduce the ultimate cooldown by 60 seconds. At level 2, I think the best option is clearly the Sixth Sense, because you guys can be holding height, and Wraith doesn't need to be looking at the enemies, and the enemies don't even be looking at Wraith. Once they get closer and the squad count increases in the area, your passive goes off, and you already know there is a team approaching, which now you and your team can be on high alert to be able to put yourselves in the best position and look out or hold out a team approaching. I know that the tactical cooldown might sound really nice, but honestly, I think you get more value for the team as a skirmisher, especially. The Sixth Sense is the best perk. And for the level 3 perks, I think the best option is going to be Fast Phase. Reduce your tactical windup by 20%, which means you'll get into your Wraith phase faster than it would be without the perk. And don't get me wrong, getting your ultimate reduced by 60 seconds is nice, but the valuable asset for you as a teammate is not only just to provide good information, whether it's callouts or it's something like her Sixth Sense passive, but also increasing your own survivability. So if I'm being honest, using your tactical is going to happen more frequently than you would be using your ultimate. So having that wind up speed being reduced by 20% is going to be huge. The 2 best perks for Wraith, Sixth Sense and Fast Phase. So where does that rank Wraith? Honestly, I'm gonna put her on S tier. I think she's just a valuable asset right now in ranked, and I would really love to have a Wraith, especially if they pick Sixth Sense on my team. Moving on to the next skirmisher, Pathfinder. At level 2, we have Field Research, where you get to gain access to survey beacons, and Ringmaster, where you can gain access to ring consoles. At level 3, we have Down and Away, where your grapple cooldown resets on knocks, and Zipline Zen, where you take 25% less damage while riding energized ziplines. If I'm being honest, you guys, Pathfinder's best bet is going to definitely be either one of those. I know it sounds crazy. It's whatever the team needs. And the best part is, whichever one of those you pick, Field Researcher or Ringmaster, it goes towards your team Evo. So your guys' shields will get a little boost. I think the best option at level 3 also is going to be your grapple cooldown resets on knocks. Being able to get a grapple reset is huge, especially if you're grappling in to help a teammate, but now when you knock them, you can grapple out. That's going to be huge. The 2 perks I'm picking, Field Research, because I'd like to know where the enemies are, and Down and Away, where my grapple cooldown will reset on knocks. And because of that, I'm honestly going to put Pathfinder at... I'm going to put him at A tier. I think a lot of people would argue S tier, but to be honest, like, who am I kidding, bro? He's an S tier. He's an S tier, man. This guy's good. Dude, there are so many good legends this year. We're just getting started. Pathfinder, he's an S tier. Pathfinder mains, let me know if you guys agree. This guy's good. I would love a Pathfinder or a Wraith on my team. Moving on to the next skirmisher, Octane. At level 2, we have Thick Skin, where he takes 25% less stim damage, and we have Reckless, take 25% less explosive damage. At level 3, we have Airborne Agility, where you can change directions with the launch pad double jump, and we have Mad Hops, where you gain an extra launch pad charge. I think this is a no-brainer at the level 2 options. Octanes, if you're not picking Thick Skin, I don't know what you're doing. You literally take less damage just for stimming. And I don't know any human being that will sit there again that was like, hey, I'm going to take 25% less explosive damage. I'm tanking it. No, that honestly is probably the worst perk in this game. Get that perk out of here. Nobody is sitting here that wants to take less explosive damage. I'm sorry. At level 3, though, the best one, I think you can go with any one of them, but in my opinion, I'm a team-oriented player. I'm not a solo queue maniac like some people. And I think that Mad Hops is going to be the best one. You guys will get a jump pad in to a fight, and even a jump pad out of a fight, or 2 jump pads to go progressively forward and farther than you normally would with 1 jump pad. The 2 best perks for Octane, Thick Skin, Mad Hops. Where does that put him, though? I think he's a fun legend to use. I think that he's an A tier legend this year. Next up, we have Revenant, and for his level 2 perks, he has Murder Machine, where he calls out the number of squads within a 150 meters radius after a squad wipe, and then he has Tactical Cooldown, where he reduces the tactical cooldown, his Shadow Pounce, by 5 seconds. At level 3, he has Agile Assassin, where the total Shadow Pounce charge time is reduced by 20%, and then he has the Grim Leaper, where his Shadow Pounce cooldown resets on a knock. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I think the Murder Machine one is really nice. However, you have to get a squad wipe to get the value of the perk. My opinion, tactical cooldown reduction by 5 seconds is gonna be my choice. And at level 3, Agile Assassin, yes, you can charge up your pounce 20% faster. However, the Grim Leaper on a Shadow Pounce is gonna be huge, especially when you guys get involved in fights and you pop ultimate. You're gonna get your Shadow Pounce reset. It's gonna be nice. My 2 perk options, tactical cooldown reduction by 5 seconds, and the Grim Leaper. Revenant, as strong as he is, I don't think he's an S tier legend anymore. I think he's an A tier legend. Simply just because in order to get value out of it, he has to be killing. And I know that people can still argue that his ultimate is super powerful, so he can be an S tier. But you guys, if I'm being honest, like, I don't have that problem with Revenants. I have more problems with Bangalores and Conduits than I do Revenants. He's only strong because people enable him to be strong. I know, that was a weird rant, but Revenant is staying in A tier, you guys. Moving on to the next legend, we have Horizon. And Horizon, at level 2, we have Battery Collection, where shield battery count is shown above the death boxes. And then we have Big Bang, where she can see nearby ordinances through walls and in death boxes. At level 3, we have a tactical cooldown, where it reduces her tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. And then we have ultimate cooldown, where it reduces her ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. Horizon mains, you kind of got nerfed. This sucks, all right? Battery Collection and Big Bang, both not on my top list of perks at all in this game. You can pick whatever one you want. If I'm being honest, it doesn't matter because you're gonna go up to the death boxes and loot them anyways. Just pick whatever, just for the sake of picking it. However, for the level 3, I think the obvious option is going to be the tactical cooldown. You Horizon mains need that gravity lift in order to hit that battery in mid-air, so why not get it 5 seconds faster? Where does that put Horizon? She's still a very strong legend. It's her passive that makes her strong. People cry about her needing to be nerfed. It's her passive. As long as she gets the passive where she doesn't get slowed from falling from really high, she'll always be strong. So she's going to be an A tier. She's not S, but she's A to me. If she got any better of level 2 perks, she'd be an S tier in Season 20, I promise you. For now, A tier. And moving on to the final skirmisher, that is Valkyrie. At level 2, we have Aerial Expert, where increased horizontal jetpack speed and acceleration. And we have Afterburners, where you launch 15% higher with Skyward Dive. The level 3 options, we have Full Coverage, where the widened missile swarm pattern goes from 4x3 to 3x5. And then we have Fuel Tank, where you increase your jetpack fuel by 25%. I play a lot of Valkyrie, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I think the best option here is easily gonna be Aerial Expert. I don't care about how high you can go with your ultimate. The Aerial Expert being able to have better horizontal control and speed and acceleration is going to be huge because you get that all the time. There is nothing that you need to do to proc that. Just pick the perk. And at level 3, the best option is easily going to be Fuel Tank to increase your jetpack fuel by 25%, which means that you can fly more often. The 2 best perks again for Valkyrie, Aerial Expert and Fuel Tank. Where does this put Valkyrie? Valkyrie mains, I know she feels really good, but I think she's still a B tier legend. She's great for rotations and all that good stuff, but with what's out there with the perks and whatnot, I think that it's going to take definitely a special team comp to where you feel like Valkyrie is definitely a problem. But compared to what the perks that are out there in the legends and what they're doing now, I think she's going to stay at B tier. As much as I play Valkyrie, she's definitely a B tier legend. Moving on to the Recon Legends, and first up, we have Bloodhound. At level 2, we have Raven's Blessing, where a White Raven will charge the ultimate up by 25%, and we have Tactical Cooldown, where it reduces the tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. At level 3, we have Odin's Glare, where it doubles the duration of the tactical full body highlight. And we have Taste of Blood, where you gain 25 HP on knocks while ultimate is active. Now, if you're asking me, you guys, Bloodhound mains, I know it sucks. The passive of the White Raven, it's gone. It's now a perk, and I would still pick that one as the perk because getting your ultimate more frequently is going to be huge, especially in a team fighting environment and in ranked. And at level 3, I think Odin's Glare is going to be the best one because to be able to get 25 HP on knocks, that means HP, not shield regenerative HP. And I think I would like the full body scans to last a little bit longer for my teammates. So the 2 perks that I'm going with, at level 2, we have Raven's Blessing, and at level 3, we have Odin's Glare. So where does that rank Bloodhound? I'm probably gonna put Bloodhound also at A tier for a scan legend. Gives a lot of good information on a team by a simple click of a button, and his ultimate is also really huge as well because you can still make good callouts and give valuable information while you guys are in big engagements. Moving on to the next recon legend, we have Crypto, and at level 2 we have Tactical Cooldown Plus, where it reduces your tactical cooldown by 10 seconds, and we have Ultimate Cooldown, where it reduces your ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. At level 3, we have Network Expansion, where it increases the Nearer Link and EMP range by 25%. And we have Network Traffic, where deploying the drone calls out squads in the area. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I think the best one for level 2, it's gotta be the Ultimate Cooldown. The Tactical Cooldown Plus is nice, but that's only if your tactical gets shot out. So it reduces that cooldown by 10 seconds, which to me is still a long time. But getting your ultimate on a regular basis, use it more often, that's going to be huge. Reduce that by 30 seconds. At level 3, it's no question. If you guys haven't seen it yet, the network expansion is huge. It goes from an EMP looking pretty decent, but a 25% increase on the range. Dude, everybody in the POI is getting hit with that thing. So my 2 perks for Crypto, at level 2, I'm picking Ultimate Cooldown, and at level 3, I'm picking Network Expansion. But where does that put Crypto? He's still a C tier legend, you guys. Make no mistake. As excited as I may have sound, that dude is still probably the worst scan legend out of everybody. I don't care. Tell me he takes skill to use. Well, you know what? He's staying there at C. I don't care. Moving on to the next recon legend, we have Sear. At level 2, we have Long View, where it increases the passive and tactical range by 75 meters. And then we have Racing Hearts, where you have faster movement speed when using your passive. At level 3, we have Artist's Reach, where it increases the throw range of your ultimate by 20 meters. And then we have Focus Scan, where it increases the tactical scan duration by 1.5 seconds. At level 2, the best perk, it's got to be increasing the passive and tactical scan range by 75 meters. I mean, look at the difference here when I'm in the range with this. It's freaking massive. And at level 3, it's got to be Artist's Reach. That's going to be huge because that will allow you guys, when you guys get into fights, to throw your ultimate in different areas besides just the floor in front of you. The 2 best perks for Sear, got to be Long View and Artist's Reach. Where does that put him though? He's right up there with Crypto. And the only reason why that he's moved up from being one of the worst legends is simply because we got a little bit of an increase to his tactical and his passive, and the ultimate can be thrown. So he feels a little bit more usable. Compared to last season, if I was ranking, he'd still be in D tier, but his perks move him up to C tier. Moving on to the final recon legend, we have Vantage, and at level 2 we have Ringmaster, where you gain access to ring consoles, and then we have Ultimate Reload, where an ultimate accelerant will grant a +2 on your bullets. At level 3, we have Bat Pounce, where it improves your tactical's jump. And then we have Sharpshooter, where you refresh your tactical on hits with your ultimate. The best option, in my opinion, at level 2, it's gotta be Ringmaster. Gaining access to ring consoles in addition to your passive already is gonna be huge for not just Evo charge, it's just gonna be a good asset in general. You're just making Vantage have more uses than just scanning the survey beacons. And at level 3, the best option, in my opinion, it's gonna be Sharpshooter. Being able to get a refresh on your tactical when you hit somebody with your sniper is going to be huge for repositioning, so you don't have to wait for that cooldown. Plus, it's going to just encourage Vantage mains to be more accurate with their sniper. So where does that put Vantage? Honestly, I'd put her right up at B. She's definitely a lot more fun, more enjoyable, more valuable, not to mention her passive when she's ADSing to be able to call out how many people are in the area and what color Evo shields they're wearing. Way more value to me than Sear and Crypto. She's right up there in B tier. Moving on to the support legends, and first up we have Lifeline. At level 2, we have Rapid Response, where you increase the revive speed by 20%, and then we have Tactical Cooldown Plus, where you reduce your tactical cooldown by 10 seconds. And at level 3, we have Gift Wrapped, where your next Lifeline care package will be a supply drop, and then you have Last Stand, where you gain a self-revive. The best option in level 2, honestly, you can't go wrong with any one of them, but you guys know me, I'm a team player, and I like to have things that will provide value for everybody. I'm actually going to pick Tactical Cooldown Plus. I want to be able to use my drone more frequently than worrying about how more rapid I got to res my teammates. And at level 3 option, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Gift Wrapped, because I think that getting a red care package weapon is going to be super valuable since you don't have to go out of your own way and get one for yourself. I know a lot of you guys might be like, oh, yo, Tony, what the self-revive, that's clutch. Well, just like Gift Wrap, you guys, it's a one and done. You can only self-revive yourself once, and I think it's going to only be a matter of time before people realize if they see a Lifeline on the team, insta-thirst them. Put them in a death box right away. Do not let them get value if they have self-revive. So I'm going to be putting Lifeline at A tier. It's simple. I think there's a lot of people out there that might argue for S tier. She might be S tier for pubs. She might be S tier for rank for some people. I don't know. But in my tier list, she's A tier. Cry about it, Lifeline mains. Sorry. Next support legend, we have Gibraltar. And at level 2, we have Fresh Start, where allies revived are revived with 50 HP. We have Shots, where you auto-reload your shotguns with a knock. And at level 3, we have Baby Bubble, where it reduces the tactical size and cooldown by 25%. And then we have Bubble Bunker, where it increases the tactical lifetime by 4 seconds. As nice as it sounds to revive a teammate with 50 HP as opposed to being one shot, I'm gonna go with shots anyways, because getting an instant reload when you knock somebody with a shotgun is gonna be huge. Plus, if you're playing Gibby and you don't have a shotgun for bubble fights, what are you doing? You're throwing. So I'm picking shots. And for the level 3 option, I'm actually gonna pick Baby Bubble. I want that reduced tactical size and cooldown by 25%. The bubble is small, but it's not crazy small, and it still gets the job done regardless to give you cover, whether it's from an airstrike or you need a bubble res. Also, getting a bubble back 25% faster is actually really big. With all that being said, for his perks, I'm going to be putting Gibby at A tier. Not just for his perks, but people are still forgetting. He got a little bit of a buff with his ultimate cooldown. His airstrike is really strong and underrated. Not only that, his arm shield, you guys. Don't sleep on Gibby, you guys. Pick him more if you guys are a support legend. Moving on to the next legend, we have Mirage. And Mirage at level 2, we have Miracle Worker, where allies are revived with health regen up to 75 HP. And we have More of Me, where you gain an ultimate decoy and it reduces the cooldown by 30 seconds. At level 3, we have Bamboozle bonus, where it refreshes tactical on successful bamboozles. And then we have Me Too, where you gain a decoy charge, so you can have 2 tacticals instead of 1. You guys, Mirage mains, I don't think he's a joke anymore. I think you gotta be serious with this guy. Of the level 2 options, you guys, I'm going with More of Me. Gaining an ultimate decoy and reducing it by 30 seconds is so huge. You're just bamboozling everybody. And at level 3, the best option is gonna be Bamboozle bonus, where you get a refresh tactical on a successful bamboozle. Where does that rank Mirage? He went from being a joke to being at B tier. He's still pretty good. He's not bad, but he's really good. I wouldn't be upset if my teammate picked him in rank necessarily, but I think there are obviously better options. But for pubs, go crazy, guys. Pick Mirage. Bamboozle for the foozle. You know what I mean? Moving on to the next support legend, we have Loba. And at level 2, we have High Value, where it increases her tactical's height and range. We have also Market Expansion, where you increase the ultimate range by 25%. At level 3, we have Shopping Spree, where Loba can take an extra item from her black market. And then we have Tactical Cooldown, where it reduces her tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. The best option in level 2, you guys, it's gotta be her High Value. Increase the tactical range and height. This is gonna make Loba, who was already, in my opinion, the best movement support legend, into an even greater support movement legend. It's pretty crazy, you guys. It's really nice. And the best option at level 3, it's gotta be Shopping Spree. Getting that third item is gonna be huge, whether it's for you or your teammate or that extra battery you might need. It doesn't matter, you guys. Getting an extra item from her black market is massive. And where I would rank Loba for this is A tier. She's an A tier legend. I would love to put her on S tier, you guys. I know, y'all know I love me some Loba, but I gotta be real. Moving on to the next support legend is Newcastle. At level 2, we have Swift Shield, where it increases the mobile shield speed to weapon sprint speed. And then we have Thick Shield, where your mobile shield segments will gain 250 extra HP. At level 3, we have Miracle Worker, where allies revived will gain up to 75 HP of passive health regen. And then we have Stronghold, where you're going to get a plus 250 Castle Wall HP and it extends the energized barrier duration up to 2 minutes. The best option at level 2, it's got to be thick shield. I know that the mobile shield movement is really nice, but having that plus 250 HP is really nice because there are times where you're moving out of cover and you just need that extra 250. But the best option at level 3, but stronghold, if you are really good Newcastle and you know where to put that wall, having the duration up for 2 minutes where it's energized is crazy. If I had a Newcastle on my team, I wouldn't be mad at any of those picks, but the 2 picks I'm going to be picking, guys, thick shield, and I'm going to pick stronghold. Where does that put Newcastle? I'm going to put him on B tier only because there aren't a lot of good Newcastle mains out there. It's just like crypto, you guys. I know that based on everything presented, you guys would argue A tier, but you guys, there's not a lot of good Newcastle mains out there. This guy, it literally takes a lot of skill to get the best version of him. All right, agree to disagree, you guys. He is in B tier, but you guys can't argue that Newcastles definitely take a lot of skill to use. And then the final support legend, we have Conduit. At level 2, we have Battery Collection, where shield battery count will be shown above death boxes. And then we have Big Jammer, where each ultimate jammer's damage radius is increased by 10%. And for level 3, we have Split Charge, where you gain an extra tactical charge, but half the shield regen duration is reduced. And then we have Radiant Transfer, where it increases your tactical range by 10 meters. You guys, I don't even know why this perk exists, but anything where it involves looking in death boxes, I'm sorry, Apex Respawn, I think it was really nice. I like the perk changes, but man, those perks are awful. We just look in the boxes anyways, whether the perk exists or not. The best option for Conduit is definitely going to be increasing the jammer radius by 10%. We're taking Big Jammer. And at level 3, we're going to be taking Split Charge, where you gain an extra tactical charge, but the shield regen is half. That's going to be huge in team fights. Where does that put Conduit? Conduit is an S tier. Still, she got a little nerf, but it's not massive. Still very dominant. And lastly, we are now here at the controller legends, and starting off, we have Caustic, where Caustic's level 2 perks are Parabolic Force, where it increases your tactical throw range by 75%, and we have Particle Diffuser, where it increases the ultimate area effect by 50%. At level 3, we have Breathe It In, where you regenerate HP while enveloped in Nox gas. And then we have Residual Toxins, where your Nox vision persists for longer duration. So basically, you can see people longer in gas. But the best perk for the level 2s gotta be Particle Diffuser, increasing the ultimate area effect by 50%. And then for level 3, as nice as it is to get some health regen while in the gas, it's only like at the rate of an Octane stim. And by the time you get like enough health where you probably can get back into a fight, you already could have hit like a syringe or a med kit. 2 best options for Caustic, Particle Diffuser, and Residual Toxins. Where does that put Caustic as a controller legend? I'm going to put him at B tier. In my opinion, he's still one of the better ones when you guys can play maps where you can actually lock it down. I think the only thing holding Caustic back is not necessarily like what he offers as a legend. I think that he's just honestly limited based on just the map. We know he dominates on Kings Canyon. He can be pretty valid on World's Edge as well. But not only that, I just think that there's just a better controller legend out there. Next up, we have Rampart, where at level 2, we have Bandolier, where you can carry extra ammo per stack. And then we have Ultimate Cooldown, where it reduces the ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. And at level 3, we have Amped Reloads, where you reload faster with Sheila or behind amped cover. And then we have Ramped Up, where you have improved mobile, Sheila handling, and spin up time by 20%. For the level 2 options, you guys can't go wrong with any, but the one that I'm going to be picking is going to be the ultimate cooldown. I really want to use Sheila more often, which leads into the level 3 best option, which is Ramped Up, where you have improved mobile Sheila handling and spin up time by 20%. While holding Sheila, and you can shoot it faster. Where does that put Rampart though? She's kind of right there with Caustic, B tier. I think it's great, but it's not the best, you guys. Rampart mains, I'm sorry. Moving on to the next controller legend, we have Watson, where the level 2 options, we have Falling Star. There's a lot to this one, where your pylon interception spawns arc stars at its base. It has to be from an enemy. There's a 1.5 cooldown between the spawns. Arc stars must be picked up before more than 5 can be spawned. Just pick up the arc stars, guys. And then we have Fresh Start, where allies are revived with 50 HP. At level 3, we have Power Pylon, where it doubles the ultimate's HP and shield regen capacity. And we have Split Circuit, where you can place up to 2 pylons, but they'll have half of the shield regen capacity and use ultimate accelerants twice as fast. The best level 2 option for Watson has got to be Falling Stars, where the pylon interceptions will spawn arc stars at its base. That's going to be huge, getting value for putting down a good pylon. And at level 3, my opinion, I think Power Pylon's going to be the better one. I don't see any situation where I'll want to put 2. Maybe you can put one down in one area and one in another. But having that extra shield regen is massive, you guys. I mean, look at this in the range. Where does that put Watson? She's kind of like there with everybody else, you guys. She's a B tier controller legend. It's really hard for her to move up, especially with how Apex is played. Not a lot of people are just there are people that choose to play and rotate with zone, but I don't think that they're picking these legends, you guys. Which moves us to the final controller legend, Catalyst. Where at level 2, we have Long Last, where it increases the spike thrown range by 40%. And then we have Sister Spikes, where it increases the max number of active spikes by 1. And at level 3, we have Long Veil, where it increases the ultimate length by 15 meters. Or Resilient Veil, where it increases the ultimate lifetime by 5 seconds. I'm going to actually pick the extra spike. Sister Spikes is going to be the choice. And at level 3, more often than not, I would rather have Long Veil and increase that ultimate range by 15 meters. The 2 perks I'm picking for Catalyst, Sister Spikes and Resilient Veil. And where does that put Catalyst on this tier list? I would put her at A tier. She's definitely better than the other controller legends, but don't get me wrong, you guys, it really depends on the team comp, playstyle, map. There's a lot of variables, so don't let this tier list definitely influence how you guys should feel about them. But you guys, as you can tell, not only are we done with this tier list, but there's a lot of good legends. I think that these changes were really good. I don't think there's like a really bad legend. In fact, I think that there's just some bad perks. I think what I would like to see in future seasons, in addition to maybe we might get some more legends, or I'd like to see more weapons rotated around. But what if we got like new perks in general? What if we got perk changes as seasons go by? I'm excited, you guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this tier list. Let me know how you're feeling about season 20. And you guys, I will see you on the next video.